Welcome to Guide Mia. Today we're going to talk about handing a case to your lab as a virtual patient in Cympha Studio. The hardest part of sending a case to your lab has never been the scanning. It is the translation. A dental case is what is in the patient's mouth, plus what is in your head about that patient. The tooth you mean to extract, the margin you would cut, the shadow you noticed on scan. Watch how cympha lets both of those travel together. A folder of scans tells the lab what the patient looks like. It says nothing about what you noticed, what worried you, or what you actually want done. So you flatten your thinking into a paragraph of typed instructions, and the designer flattens it back into a workspace. Every handoff loses a little more. Here is the loop every referring doctor knows. Type instructions are a lossy way to describe something spatial. The lab does its best, guesses and asks. You answer. The design comes back solving a slightly different problem than the one in your head. And now you are a revision behind, with the patient waiting on all of it. Cympha changes what you send. In Studio, you do not assemble a folder. You assemble a virtual patient. The scans, the CBCT, the photos, the byte, all register together in one place, right in the browser, with nothing uploaded until you choose. The lab will open the exact patient you were looking at, not a re-imported approximation of it. Then you record what is in your head straight onto the case. Take a capture of the view that shows it, then circle the tooth on that picture, a red ring the lab cannot miss. Measure a distance, and Studio quietly saves the picture of that measurement, the value written right on it, so nobody remeasures it from the wrong angle. Point the camera where you want them to look. None of it has to be translated into text. This is the whole shift in one picture. The reasoning that used to live only in your head, the concern, the measurement, the angle, now lives on the patient itself. When the designer opens the case, they do not read your intent off a paragraph. They see it exactly where it belongs. When you are ready, you reach for one item in the menu, create cympha case. That is it. The entire virtual patient and everything you marked on it travels as a single self-contained record into a new case. You still submit through the normal case form. Nothing about your routing or your prescription changes. The case just arrives far richer. On the other side, the lab opens the case and inherits both things at once, the patient and your understanding of the patient. Every file, mark, and status change is written to the case's own history, so months later anyone can still see who added what. Everyone works from the same patient, and no one can quietly change it. And here's what that buys you. The clarification emails mostly stop. The revisions drop because the design solves the problem you actually had in mind the first time. The patient gets there sooner, and the gain is not yours alone. A designer who can see what you saw stops guessing and puts their name on the case with confidence. Peace of mind at both ends. If you have ever felt that what arrived at the lab was not quite the case you saw in the chair, this is the path that closes the gap. The full step-by-step is waiting for you. Find a complete walkthrough at cympha.com in the cookbook section.